tropical storm approaching?
Sure. As you know, we have been monitoring the approach of the tropical storm. We are glad that it is a tropical storm and not a hurricane or cyclone. Again, we do expect high surf and lots of rain. So, again, we're telling people to stay away from the shorelines. Prepare. We continue to remind people to get their hurricane kit together of essential supplies that they might need, and then stay tuned for the weather updates as we proceed through.
Is there anything that you learned from last year, because we had so many different, named storms?
We continue to just be vigilant and remind people that just because we did not have a direct hit last year doesn't mean that we expect that we won't be struck by a storm this year. So again, it's reminding people to be vigilant, to be prepared. The focus of civil defense over the last 12, 18 months really has been trying to encourage communities to take responsibility to the extent they can. So we've initiated a program to certify communities who are prepared, and the notion is to identify what resources they have access to in each and every community, and then find the people who have resources and the people who have needs and try and connect them together. Again, we do believe that the best way to be prepared is to have every community certified.
Great. And then just switching gears just real quick, if we could get some comments regarding the legislature's override of the veto that happened yesterday.
Sure. The legislature took action as they are empowered to. The issues that we raised in our veto message is real. And we will be making an assessment and moving forward. I'm committed to the health and safety of the Maui region, facilities and community. It's about providing quality health care for the people of Maui, and we will continue to do that. We are making an assessment of what the next step is. I can tell you that I will not put retirees, teachers, firefighters, police officers who've dedicated their careers to public service, I will not put their pensions at risk. So, we will be looking at what the next steps are.
Do you think you might have to ask for some kind of ruling or inquiry from the IRS?
We definitely are working to get that.
When do you expect that we might know a little bit more as far as what the next steps are?
Well, we continue to work. We are negotiating actively with United Public Workers to resolve the existing lawsuit. We have made tremendous progress. We will continue to make progress until we can reach settlement. And then it's getting to that next step. I think the most important thing is to remember that we do have dedicated public servants in those facilities today that continue to provide health care to those communities.
House Majority Leader Scott Saiki said the severance comes under DHERD and the retirement comes under ERS. So they're really separate funds, and the ERS is not providing a choice of severance or retirement.
No, the ERS isn't, but clearly the employees are given the choice, which is the problem in that we've noted in the attorney's opinion.
What about money for the bill?
Yep, that's the problem. As I said, the veto message identified those things that we believed were issues, and they weren't addressed. So, we will look at the measure and talk amongst Attorney General and the others involved to find the next step to move forward.
How would you implement a bill without on appropriation to go with the governor? How do you do that?
Well, that's we will have limited capacity to implement with no appropriation.
Can you do it? Can you implement it in any way?
Well, we're going to try and look at what authority and resources we have. I think that as we said in the message, our fundamental concern is about the status on the pension system, and then working through that, we'll be looking at what resources are required and what authority we have to expend it.
Are you inclined to call them back this year to obtain an appropriation?
I think it's premature to talk about calling them back at this time.
Would you even exercise your emergency powers to protect the safety of people on the
I will always consider exercising my emergency powers for health and safety. I don't believe that it's required in this instance. As I said, the public servants at the facilities, Maui Memorial Hospital, Kula Community Hospital and Lanai Community Hospital are currently and will continue to provide quality services to those communities. We are working through the transition, and we will continue to move forward to successful completion of the transition.
Has the decision been made as to whether or not Representative Takai will lay in state?
We, Representative Takai is a very dear friend of mine. I met him when he was a graduate student at University of Hawaii. Dedicated public servant, passionate about serving the community, and we shared a district for all of his time in his legislative capacity. We are working with the family to fulfill their wishes, and that's first and foremost on our mind at this time. So we don't have any specifics yet. We will be making that announcement as soon as we arrive at that.
Back to homelessness.
Sure.
Is there anything new happening with leadership team? Is that expanded?
Oh, if you might recall, we had a series of meetings. We had made progress in organizing the group, and we had identified priorities. And the leadership team is really subject to call as necessary. So we've kind of gone through and laid out what the program is. We might be reconvening just to see where people are and how we would, move forward in the next phase.
Well, Governor, what did you think of the RIMPAC games?
It truly is remarkable when you think about an aircraft carrier has 5,000 people living on it each and every day. It is a floating city. It is tremendous to see what the men and women who dedicate their careers to their lives to public service, to really protecting the freedom and the rights that we all enjoy, really do on a daily basis. There is so much activity each and every day, and when those ships are at sea, and it was inspiring and informational for me to really see all the activities that's involved.
Did you get a chance to land with an aircraft where the runway moved?
No, we were fortunate in that the seas were relatively calm, and the air was relatively stable. So I didn't get too seasick or airsick in experiencing that.
I don't think we got any complaints at all from people with their garage openers or anything like that.
No, not that I'm aware of.
Thank you.
Thank you.